Hi guys, first vlog in about 3 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, something like that. What's been going on in the world of Debs? Honestly, I think I just turned 40 when I did my last one. Yeah, I'd had a really fun night out. In essence, I've just been getting on with life, and that sounds really boring, and it's interesting for me saying this now because before I made the decision to transition, I did actually look at a lot of blogs online from people who were transgender, male to female, obviously, because they were the ones that interested me. And it was interesting in the early phases of their transition. They did a lot of videos, and then as time progressed, they kind of did less and less. Maybe the more dedicated ones did it for the first 12 months, but you kind of see a point where people fall off doing this kind of stuff just because they're getting on with their life. And yeah, I'm not saying that is what I'm doing, but certainly it feels that things are settling. Debbie's kind of settled in her life now, and things are pretty normal, or as normal as they feel. Still waiting to hear from Charing Cross, which is slightly frustrating, but it's going to be 6 months in April, so I'm going to be patient and give them their dues and just see what happens. If I haven't heard by the end of April, I'll chase them. Feels a bit weird saying this kind of stuff, but it's the stuff that's been on my mind, so I'm just going to blurt it out, and hopefully, you know, I mean, this is why I'm doing it at the end of the day, isn't it? Things that have been going on for me, other things, had more tattoos done, that's been really good. Yeah, that's coming along really well. I don't know if I'll ever show you guys or not, I don't know. What else has been going on? Just kind of building the friendships that I've got, you know. Yeah, doing that, spending time with mates and stuff, and just the one thing I love about being a trans woman, I swear to God, right, no word of a lie, that's a figure of speech, by the way, because I'm not religious. I find now the friendships that I have, and this isn't a diss to any friendship I've had in my past life, but they're deeper, more fulfilling, and kind of more honest. I mean, at the end of the day, when I was in my past life, there was always something that I was holding back, or elements of myself that I couldn't discuss with other people. But now everything is out there, so when I meet someone, you know, they meet the true me, and that's very liberating. I still find it when I meet new people, and it's like they're getting to know me as a trans woman. That it's, I think with a lot of people as well, they don't know how to talk to me, but once I can talk to anyone, and once they get to talk to me, they see it's actually no different to talking to any other girl. So yeah, I enjoy that element of my life very, very much, and the friendships that I have now, certainly I have a lot of friends who I see a lot, but there are like a handful of friends who are very, very dear to me, and as time is going on, they're becoming more dear, and you know, our friendships are becoming more, I guess, fulfilling, because you're friends with people because of what they bring to you and what you bring to them, and you know, how you make each other feel at the end of the day. That's why we have relationships. So yeah, it's really rewarding, definitely, that element of my life. The Transparent Support Network is going quite well. We haven't had a lot of membership requests in the last couple of weeks, but I think that this kind of thing, it is organic and it'll go through fits and starts. But certainly if there are any people out there who are transgendered and are parents, then by all means search on Facebook. It's a UK based group. I do vet all new member requests just on the basis that, you know, because of the group it is a support group, and I don't want any of the wrong elements in there. But Transparent Support Network, by all means have a search. If you're a transparent and you want to join, then just request, and you know, if I think that it's okay, and I don't mean that horribly, you know, like I said, we don't want the wrong people in there, and yeah, by all means come along and join. Other stuff that's going on, I haven't heard anything about the filmmaking, but there's nothing I can do. That's in the hands of other people. What will be will be. There was a few documentaries that I was supposed to be doing that I've heard nothing about as well, so I can't do anything about that either. Other stuff is, there's a few things I want to talk about. One is stealth. Now, to someone who isn't how can I put this, to someone who isn't kind of aware of trans terms, some people who are transgender wish to remain stealth. So in other words, they don't want people to know of their past, and I can kind of get that, because, you know, there comes a time in this when you probably get sick of saying that you're trans, and like, you just want to be normal. And by that I don't mean that trans people aren't normal, I just mean that you just want to have, you know, not that be the first thing you talk about, and just, you know, relate to people on other levels. And there are some people who wish to be stealth, and I can kind of understand that, but it's very hard for us, because there's always an underlying element of stuff there. Shall I tell them? Shan't I? Shan't I? Me personally, I'm out there. For me, it's something that I think, in being honest about it, helps me in my relationships, because then it's not something that I have to explain at a later date when it could jeopardize any friendship or relationship that I'm building. That is my personal opinion, and that's how I deal with it. The other thing I wanted to talk about is hormones. My goodness, it is obviously they are chemicals, and they change your brain, and they have physical changes as well. But it's unbelievable the effects that they have on you. I haven't had that much physical changes, I don't think. I mean, if you look at the timeline that I've done for the first 6 months, I think in the first 6 months, my face has changed. It's softer, the features and everything. But the mood swings and that are unbelievable. Like, I'll be sitting wherever or doing something, and all of a sudden, you get this kind of sadness or feeling of anger, and then the one thing can just make you click like that, and then 1 minute you're happy, and the next minute you're crying your eyes out. Really weird. And I was talking to a friend about this the other day. It doesn't matter if something's beautiful. So for example, I can be walking home and there's a beautiful sunset, or I can be watching something on the telly and someone does something kind of nice, or something sad happens or whatever, and it's like I'm just crying. That's being a girl, and I absolutely love it. I wouldn't change anything in that regard, absolutely not. All the mood swings and stuff and all getting, I mean, physically, I said I don't think anything's changed per se. I've lost a lot of muscle definition and a little bit of weight, but I think that that's natural anyway. But certainly I've had a few kind of twinges in the gland areas. I'm guessing there's something's happening in the chest, I don't know. But in essence, when you think about it, as a trans person, you're going, and I've had this discussion with a few other people who are in the know, and it's kind of like going through puberty again, because you think about it, especially if you're an adult and you've lived as an adult in, the gender you were given at birth, unfortunately, you've gone through that puberty, and basically you're going through it again, but in the other gender. So it's it's quite I think we sometimes lose sight of that as people. So yeah, that is a thing that's kind of been blowing me away the last couple of weeks, the effects it has on me mentally, and also thinking about it logically, we are putting ourselves through another puberty. So anyone who knows me, if I seem a bit random at times or bizarre or like up and down, just remember what it felt like when you were however old you were when you went through puberty, and just bear that in mind. And anyone watching, bear that in mind as well, because I do ramble a bit at times. Also, what I wanted to say is, transitioning is tough. It's the most, as a trans person, the conflicts that you go through internally in terms of wishing you were something, or not understanding things and things that don't seem right, and however you come to it in your life, whatever stage in your life you come to it. Some people do it in their teens, especially so now because there's more awareness and education around this whole matter. Some people come to it in their 60s and 70s. I mean, I know someone specifically who's come to it very late in life once their wife's passed on, and that's really sad, and like the whole family have disowned them. We go through a lot of angst both internally and externally, because you think about it, you've got people who are family who reject you, people who are friends who reject you, people who make fun of you, who question you, you're having to justify yourself the whole time. It's really tough. And you know, a lot of the time, not necessarily people who are trying to help and stuff, but a lot of the time people say, you know, like, oh, cheer up or whatever, you know, that's people generally, not just people who are your friends or trying to support you. And I think that sometimes you have to bear in mind that this is bloody tough. It is one of the most difficult things that anyone could do, because you're challenging everything that you've been given ever. And I have some friends who sometimes struggle, and you know what, it's okay to struggle, it's absolutely fine. I think sometimes we place too much of an emphasis on trying to be positive and happy and jolly the whole time. It is okay not to be okay. Sometimes, you know, you have to let yourself just, I'm not saying wallow in self-pity or think, oh God, everything's bad or whatever. That's not what I'm implying. But what I'm implying that, you know, sometimes it is tough, and sometimes we don't actually give ourselves credit or give ourselves a break when we're feeling down. So I think that we should allow ourselves to do that at times. Yeah. And if you can hear whistling and someone shouting hello, my housemate has just walked into the house. I don't know if he'll come in. If he does, he does. Yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. Things are progressing as they should. If there are any updates, then yeah, I'll let you know in terms of Charing Cross or progression in that regard. And also, I'll say it, dating and love. That's really tough, because for me, I always, you know, in a past life, I always knew when someone was interested, and I found flirting easy. Now, my God, it's so incredibly tough. I think I tried to do what I used to do when I first came down here, and I met someone who now thankfully is still my friend, but my goodness, it was really embarrassing, and being a trans-lesbian, you know, I find it tough at times, because of, like, I get all flustered and fuddled, and I don't know how to behave towards a woman when I find her attractive, or what to say or whatever. And I've now learned that unless I know they're unless I'm definite that they, you know, like women, then, you know, to just not even try persuading them, because it's not going to work, darling. If they don't like them, they don't like you. Girls, they don't like girls, simple as. And that's the lesson I've learned very quickly, I have to admit. But yeah, so yeah, it's really tough when you meet someone you like, and like knowing how to react towards them, because you're still yourself. And a friend said that to me today. She goes, you know, you're still yourself, you just got to be who you are, and what will be will be. So yeah, that's something that I'm guessing all trans people come across at some stage in the transition, that they find that tough as well. So yeah, just a bit of food for thought. That's what's been going on for me. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I also want to say thank you to the people for watching this stuff. I think I've had nearly 6,000 hits. I didn't think that I would have anywhere near that. You know, many people interested in what I've got to say anyway, so thank you to everyone who watches this stuff. If anyone ever does have any questions, please ask. Put comments on my blogs, or I think you can put a comment on the channel as well, so by all means, if you want to ask me something, ask. Failing that, I will blog again in a few weeks, or if anything massive happens, then yeah, I'll blog again. But other than that, look after yourselves, take care, and speak to you soon. Bye.